What's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and this video was filmed exclusively on Rumble. So if you want more content here, and if you want to see this video before everyone else does over on YouTube, then go ahead and give us a follow at rumble.com/NFL Daily. And what I'm going to be doing here on this show is looking into my crystal balls, and I'm going to tell you where Odell Beckham Jr., Tyrann Mathieu, Bobby Wagner, and Stephon Gilmore are going to sign this offseason. There's been a lot of updates. There's been a lot of news and rumors around all four of these players, and realistically, I think these are the top four free agents left out there, which is why I wanted to go ahead and give you my idea. So what you're going to see here is me going into the latest news and rumors on each player. I'm going to give you my top 5 destinations for those teams. I am then going to ask you, where do you think they're going to sign? And then I'm going to tell you where I think they end up landing. We got to start this show off first with the wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr. And OBJ, he was traded to the Rams midseason from the Cleveland Browns. I believe that he is the top wide receiver in free agency as it stands right now. Unfortunately for him, he tore his ACL on his left knee for the second time. And he is expected to be ready by week 1, but that definitely is going to impact where he potentially goes. Now, a lot of people, including myself, were wondering, is Beckham washed up? I remember the OBJ with the Giants. I remember the catch heard around the world. But you know what, man? He showed me a lot in these playoffs this past season. In 4 games, 26 targets, 21 catches, 288 yards. That's an average of 13.7 yards per catch, and 2 touchdowns. So in terms of, Mitch, where are the top OBJ destinations? I got the Green Bay Packers, the Cleveland Browns. Some of you are like, the Browns? OBJ said he would go back to Cleveland to play with Deshaun Watson. The Las Vegas Raiders, the Kansas City Chiefs, and then the Los Angeles Rams. So I want to know from all of y'all, where will OBJ end up playing football in 2022? Before I give my answer, I want you all to go down to the comments section right now and let me know, where will OBJ sign this offseason? I know it's not a lot of fun, but I got OBJ going back to the Rams. The fact that Los Angeles traded away Robert Woods to the Tennessee Titans, the fact that there's been multiple reports out there that the Rams are going to try to keep OBJ together, and I thought Beckham played well with Matthew Stafford. So personally, I don't think the value is going to be, or the interest is going to be out there for OBJ because of the ACL, which is ultimately why I see him going back to Los Angeles, going back to the LA Rams. If you're looking for more exclusive videos, then guess what? You can get it over on Rumble. And remember, I am filming this on Rumble first before you see it on YouTube. So if that interests you, go ahead, give us a follow. Rumble.com/NFL Daily. More sports content, politics. We're trying to grow more on more platforms. Why? That means more videos for all of our Chat Sports watchers. Let's go to the next player here. This was a sweet one. It's the Honey Badger. It's Tyrann Mathieu, the top safety left available. Some people would argue maybe even the top defensive back available. He's played in at least 15 games in 5 straight seasons. His versatility, he's a Swiss Army knife, and I know a lot of NFL defensive coordinators would love his versatility because you can use him in so many different ways. Now, there's been rumors out there that he could wait until after the 2022 NFL Draft because he wants to get paid a little bit more, which I don't blame him. When you look at his past 3 seasons here with the Kansas City Chiefs, he's been productive. 76 tackles last year, 6 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. He isn't quite what I think a lot of people remember in terms of being just this absolute game wrecker. He is still a phenomenal player. He probably believes that he deserves to make Marcus Williams type of money. I don't think he ends up getting it. But if you're an NFL team out there and you need a good safety and you believe that you can win right now, go ahead and pay him $11, $12 million. I think you'll be pretty happy about it. So in terms of some of these teams that are the most interested, I got the Chicago Bears on there. My guy Harrison Graham, who runs our Bears show, said the Bears should absolutely be a sleeper team with Ryan Poles, the connection there with the Honey Badger. The Philadelphia Eagles, they make some sense as well. The Indianapolis Colts, the Las Vegas Raiders, and then the New Orleans Saints. So out of those 5 teams, if you're like, wait a minute, I think there's a team that you're forgetting. Cool. Let me know who you think it is, because I know I've done this show a lot. We're good at what we do. We get a lot more right than what we get wrong. But after this offseason, man, anything is possible. So let me know, where will Tyrann Mathieu end up signing this offseason? I got him going home. I got him going to the New Orleans Saints, and I see the fact that he's from New Orleans, played college football at LSU, and he was there this past weekend. I just see him being more of a little bit of a box safety now. Doesn't need to be that true free safety. Malcolm Jenkins retired on Wednesday. There's a lot of dominoes. There's a lot of pieces falling into place, and I don't know if Tyrann Mathieu ends up getting the deal that he believes that he gets. So maybe he just decides to take a one-year deal, go down to New Orleans, and play for the hometown team. If the Honey Badger, if Stephon Gilmore, Bobby Wagner, or OBJ, they sign anywhere, we're going to make a video about it. Hell, we might even go live. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got those notifications turned on, because if you're the schmuck that misses the news that any four of these players signed somewhere, and then you're talking to your buddies, you're like, hey, OBJ, where do you think he's going to go? Somebody's going to look at you, and Jeff just whispered in my ear, yeah, they'd be a fraud. Don't be a fraud. Let's go to Bobby Wagner, where I feel like if I call Wagner a fraud, he would drop me quick. Like, really, he might be one of the scariest people I've ever seen in my entire life. They released him. Seattle did. Saved $16.6 million. He's an 8-time Pro Bowler in 10 seasons and still one of the best linebackers in the National Football League. The most recent reports that have come out around Wagner are he'd be willing to take a one-year deal. He wants around $11 million, and he wants to play for a contender. If you're an NFL team out there and you think that you can contend and you're a linebacker away, you should absolutely pick up the phone and call about Bobby Wagner. In terms of some of the top destinations, I see the Denver Broncos, the Indianapolis Colts, the Ravens, the Rams, and I know the Cowboys said that they're not interested or maybe that they're out on Bobby Wagner. At least I've seen a report around that. The Cleveland Browns also said that they're not interested in Deshaun Watson. Went ahead and traded for him. 2 or 3 days before the Seahawks traded away Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll said, we're not going to trade away Wilson. I don't believe coaches. I believe what I end up seeing, which is literally anything's possible. So chime in now. Where will Bobby Wagner end up signing? Let me know what y'all are thinking here. I know there's a few different routes that you can ultimately go, but let me know what you're thinking. Where will Bobby Wagner end up playing football in 2022? The situation could be very similar to his teammate from a few years ago, KJ Wright, who waited until almost right before the NFL season, and then he signed with the team. Unlike KJ Wright, where he went to the Raiders, I see Bobby Wagner going to the Denver Broncos. And I'm going to go a little bit off path here because there's been reports that Denver is very interested in Wagner. I know Russell Wilson has been trying to recruit Bobby to come to the AFC West. And if I'm Denver, I'm like, okay, Kansas City, they just traded away Tyreek Hill. I'm trying to go in all-in mode. And that's really what I see Denver doing. Going all in, getting Bobby Wagner, getting a great linebacker for that defense up in Mile High. The final player that we're going to be talking about here on today's show is Stephon Gilmore, who I see as being the top cornerback left on the market. Defensive Player of the Year in 2019, and I believe he's going to get somewhere around $12, $13, $14 million a year. He should absolutely get over $12 million. Another player who I could see waiting until after the NFL draft to decide where he ends up going, because let's say an NFL team's like, well, we didn't get the cornerback we wanted. Now you could be potentially more interested in going out and paying Gilmore a little bit of extra money. In terms of the top destinations, the New York Jets, the 49ers, Raiders, Chiefs, and the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe all do make sense for Stephon Gilmore. However, you guys might not care what I have to say. I want to know from y'all. Last time I'm going to ask you this question, so let me know what y'all are thinking, everyone who's watching right now on Rumble. Where will Stephon Gilmore end up signing in the 2022 offseason? I'm going to go Stephon Gilmore going to the New York Jets, and the only reason I go this route is because the Jets historically over the past few seasons find these older veteran players and aren't afraid to pay them more than any other team out there. And that's what I see going down here for New York. They don't get a top cornerback in the draft. They believe, okay, we need an extra corner now to deal with the Miami Dolphins, to deal with Josh Allen, to deal with the New England Patriots, and they don't want to have another shitty season. I know Johnson & Johnson doesn't want to have that. So Stephon Gilmore to the Jets for the simple fact of they will pay him more than any other team out there. So here one more time, y'all, are my free agency predictions. Odell Beckham Jr. going to the Rams. The Honey Badger going to the Saints. Bobby Wagner heading on over to the Broncos. Stephon Gilmore is going to the Jets. And fun fact here, this one actually happened on Wednesday. Patrick Peterson, he ended up signing with the Minnesota Vikings, so we figured we'd go ahead and sprinkle that little news bit in there as well. Remember, y'all, if you want to stay up to date with everything going on around the NFL, give us a follow on Rumble at rumble.com/NFL Daily. So out of those 4 players there, I want to know down in the comments, which one are you the most interested in? Tyrann Mathieu, type TM. Bobby Wagner, type BW. Stephon Gilmore, type SG. Or is it Odell Beckham Jr.? I want you to go ahead and type OBJ.